who's at risk? Who are we looking at as far as this is? And it is a big deal, right? As we mentioned before, it's in many, many environments, not just the ones that are related to Apache and Java. So it's in many other places. Or as Alex mentioned, simply patching once may not take care of it, right? It may be reintroduced in another application that calls up the wrong library, or the vulnerable library, I should say. So anything internet-facing servers, backend systems, network components, third-party application services often use these kind of things, GUIs, et cetera, to control cameras and fridges. Cloud environments, industrial control systems, SCADA systems, and much, much more. An estimated 12 million developers worldwide use Java programming, right? So it's in a lot of things, and it's a very functional and useful, especially for web kind of services. So we see it everywhere, or in many, many things. And once again, there's a lot of attacking going on related to this. Earlier, 10 million exploits attempts tracked per hour, right? Early targets were mostly around technology, financial service, manufacturing, and retail. We've seen that expand, so there's much more. Microsoft observes exploitations for the purpose of selling access to the ransomware operators later. So this would be on the dark web, where they're selling those. Hey, we found it. You want to use this? You know, they're selling it as a service, and they're doing it as a full business, right? Exploitation has been observed on both Linux and Windows, so it's not, and it's very pervasive, and so it's not just one or the other, it's gonna be in everything. Medical, financial, industrial control systems, telecoms, financial, every vertical has been observed being affected by this vulnerability, right? So it's there, it's a lot happening. And as usual, we are slow to respond because we have a lot of other things we're trying to do. Our resources are limited, and unfortunately, this touches so many things. It's such a widely used language that it really is there. Some of the major systems and services that we've seen affected by Log4j, Atlassian, AWS, Apple, Cisco, IBM, Oracle, Salesforce, and many more, unfortunately.
Many more.
It's very short, like it's a commercial trying to sell Log4j. It's really there. And the problem is it affects at a very low level, right? So it's based on the framework itself, and so it's really built into a lot of things. Other areas affected, third-party vendors. Yeah, well, we patched all our systems, but did they patch their systems too, right? We've got to make sure we're talking and communicating and asking them the tough questions. Did you patch it, or did you not, right? Or did they just go silent when you asked them the question? That's often the case because they don't really have the answer yet, or they're in the middle of trying to do it and haven't gotten good reports back. So communication is key. ICS OT systems have been targeted. We see a lot of this affects several industries: electrical, power, water, manufacturing, transportation, food and beverage, everybody. SCADA, EMS, OPC, Siemens, Honeywell, Rockwell. There's a lot of things in the Internet of Things, and therefore they're using it to attack those. Many compromised organizations. And so this is, if you're compromised, you are not alone. You're in good company, right? There's a lot of them out there and a lot of them being affected by it. Most are moving quickly, right? They're trying to patch it. Unfortunately, those who don't then become the targets, right? If you're the only car on the street that locks your doors and doesn't leave the keys in the engine and the engine running, well, then you're less likely to get that car hijacked, right? Gonna steal somebody else's car who's got all of those things, right?